Hello everyone, this is Kerwin and welcome to another episode of What's Happening in Travel. Today I'm actually in an airport and I have a 5 a.m. flight. 5 a.m. flights are ridiculous because for this particular flight I'm doing like a Houston to Dallas and then Dallas to Washington National and Washington National to LaGuardia. The big news this week is that Delta hired a famous American football player to be like their customer service strategist guy. And the first thing that comes to mind, this is really good for this guy, right? But the next thing that comes to mind is they're gonna pay a lot of money. And you know, like all airlines, they have a lot of issues. And I'm no, what's the word now, airline expert, but it would seem that you have other issues within the airlines, and maybe that's where you should be spending the money, because he doesn't come cheap, I'm sure. And don't you have somebody else qualified internally that can do the same type of job? The thing with these things is that they create a little animosity at times between the employees and the new people. I've been working in companies where I know my job and then they hire somebody else and then I train that person my job, and it's like, well, but I know my job. I could have done that, whatever you hire this new person to do. So I think airlines need to make sure that when they make these big hires, that's kind of one thing, and I'm sure they did, but it just seems a little weird that you'd hire this person, pay them, I'm sure, millions of dollars, but then when I call your line, I'm waiting half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour. And the reason why I'm doing that is because you're short-staffed, right? You can't get enough trained people to do that. So I don't know if hiring this one person is gonna fix that. And maybe I'm missing something. I could be, but that's just my thought on this. What do you guys think? Let me know. The other big story is an airplane, Delta. Oh, Delta's in news today. One of their planes, somebody got sick on the plane, and there was apparently fecal matter all over the plane, which I can't even imagine that happening, but that was kind of one of the news items out there today. One of the other items about travel this week is that the airports are a little empty. And I'm not saying that because it's 5 o'clock in the morning, but I looked at the check-in, and I've come through here many times at this hour, and it's normally jam-packed. Like, people are everywhere. But the kids are back in school, and when the kids are back in school, the parents are not traveling because they're taking care of the kids. And same thing for the teachers aren't there any, as well. And so today, the airport was very, very empty. Now, doesn't mean the airfares are cheaper, because they're not, although I did get a really good deal on this airfare, I did, but of course I had to do 3 hops to make it happen, right? But the airfares are really expensive. I was looking at a fare, I think I was going Houston to, I think it was London, and it was like $2,500 an American. Ridiculous. But you know, you can still get some good fares that are out there. So when you're looking for fares, be flexible, be able to do like 3 hops to get where you're going, like I'm doing, and so that should help. But this is Kerwin. This is a really short what's happening in travel, and those are the kind of the big news in travel. Let me know what you think. Leave a note for me at feedback@passrider.com, and have a great trip, and I'll see you next week.